A very good morning, students. Let us continue chapter number 6, beginning of freedom movement. Now, we already studied about the Indian National Congress, what foundation was there, who was the president, that is Women Chandra Banerjee, what were its objectives, and the two groups were formed, as I told you, that is moderates. And now in this chapter, we are going to talk about a resolution passed in different sessions of Indian National Congress, extremist phase 1905 to 1920, methods medium adopted by extremists, associate assassination of Rand, partition of Bengal, anti-partition movement, Dadabhai Nauroji. Let's begin. Resolution passed in different sessions of Indian National Congress. Now, when this Indian National Congress was set up, different objectives came up. And what were those objectives and what things were asked? To get representation in provincial legislature, as the first demand was put forth that Indian members should be added in administration of the British, and second, curtailing the expenditure on military. Curtailing means reducing the expenditure. जो खर्चा हो रहा है military के ऊपर वो कम करना. That demand was put forth by the moderate leader. Here also same thing was put up. Jobs for the Indians. Indians should be given jobs. Cutting down the military expenditure. Expenditure means kharcha. To safeguard the legal rights of Indians by separating legislature and judiciary. Now we'll be studying in our upcoming chapters of civics. We have legislature, executive and judiciary. So this demand was put forth that legislature and judiciary should be kept separate so that people's rights are safe. Here comes extremist phase. Now we already spoke about moderate phase. In that we spoke about that the people, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta, Surendranath Banerjee, these people were moderate leaders and they followed the peaceful methods. And what does extremist leaders did now? See, the leaders of Indian National Congress who believed in severe struggle to attain freedom were known as extremists. So they wanted to have severe struggle. They were not of peaceful minds. Movements करके strikes करके, so they believed in all this kind of things. Moderates and extremists were unanimous means they both were firm about the objectives. They both agreed the objective जो भी मकसद थे इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस से, they both agreed, but they had differences regarding methods to achieve it. So उन्हें, for example, some take shortcuts and some take long cuts in their life. So these were the two kind of people. Moderates were peaceful, शांति से उन्हें लेना था freedom and all, but extremists were aggressive. They don't wanted to follow. They advocated intensification of struggle since British did not respond to the petitions and appeal. Petitions means जो मांगे की थी, appeals किए थे, Britishers did not accept it. उन्होंने नहीं एक्सेप्ट किया. लोकमान्य तिलक, बिपिन चंद्र पाल, लाला लाजपत राय were the leaders of extremist group. Now we saw moderates. Now Lokmanya Tilak is also known as Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and that is why how to keep the names in mind: Lal, Bal, Pal. These three people were the members of extremist leaders. Lal, Bal, Pal. Lal means Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal means Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Pal means Bipin Chandra Pal. So these three people were extremist leader, and वो शांति से नहीं, उन्हें movement करके struggle करके they wanted to take the freedom. So once again I'll repeat, here Lokmanya Tilak is the nickname of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Bal, that is why the short form is Lal, Bal and Pal, these three people. So it is very easy to keep these names in your mind. Lal, Bal, Pal, that is Lal means Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal means Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandra Pal. According to these leaders, if lakhs of people participate in the freedom movement and challenge the British movement, it will be successful. उनका एक विश्वास था, if people come together, so many people come together, then only we can succeed. If movement starts, everyone starts taking a rally, then only we can succeed. They did not adopt any armed revolution. Now what is armed revolution? उन्होंने कोई किसी weapon, gun का इस्तेमाल नहीं किया. These people did not use gun and all, but their main intention was to start a movement against the Britishers. Then medium and modes adopted by them. Initially the leaders used mediums of newspaper. What they use newspaper, national festivals to make people aware. लोगों को जागरूक करने के लिए ये festivals start किए, newspaper and national education to bring. We'll see now here newspaper. Lokmanya started newspaper like Kesari and Maratha and criticized the suppressive policy of British through it. So he started a newspaper, and in that newspaper he started writing about the British. जो भी गलत काम कर रही थी ब्रिटिश, उनके बारे में लिखने लगे ताकि लोगों को पता चले, सो दे पीपल अंडरस्टैंड. अमृत बाजार पत्रिका वॉज ऑल्सो माउथपीस ऑफ एक्सट्रीमिस्ट आइडियोलॉजी इन द बंगाल. सो अमृत बाजार पत्रिका वॉज वन ऑफ द माउथपीस. इट वॉज वन ऑफ द important magazine, so that they started making people aware. National festivals. Now different festivals were organized by Lokmanya Tilak, which is also known as Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Public celebration like Ganesh Utsav, Shiv Jayanti, to bring people together, exchange idea, promote harmony. Harmony means bhaichara, peace, brotherhood, etc. And being about a national awakening. He believed that government will ban gatherings of people for political reason, but not for the religious reason. He was very smart here. Lokmanya Tilak was very smart. उन्हें मालूम था अगर कोई gathering meeting रखी तो definitely Britishers will stop, Britishers will ban. लेकिन ब्रिटिशर्स रिलीजियस लाइफ में इंटरफेयर नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज इट वॉज क्वींस प्रोक्लेमेशन दैट नो इंटरफेरेंस इन द रिलीजियस मैटर, एंड दीज आर ऑल द फेस्टिवल्स, सो नोबडी इज गोइंग टू इंटरफेयर देयर. सो ही वॉज वेरी स्मार्ट, ही वॉज प्लेइंग वेरी स्मार्टली, ही वॉज एक्सट्रीमिस्ट लीडर. सो ही ऑर्गेनाइज डिफरेंट फेस्टिवल्स हियर and he started inviting so that people come here and they can share the ideas to the people. And he was knowing about that, he believed that government will ban gatherings of the people. अगर कोई मीटिंग सभा रखी तो डेफिनेटली वो बैन कर दिए जाएंगे, बट if there is a religion festival, no one will going to ban. National education. The leaders from educational institution to sow the seeds of patriotism. Sow the seed मतलब seed, बीज को बोना, that patriotism, that we all are one. It would create a generation which will concerned about their language and tradition. So we will be more concerned about, we will give importance to our language, our tradition, our riti riwas, our culture, etc. So main intention was that. Assassination of Rand, Dr. Rand, he was one of the British officer, and assassination मतलब हत्या करना, murder किया उसका. Let's see what happened here. In 1897, hundreds of people died in Pune due to epidemic of plague. Now plague is one of the biggest diseases which occurred in 1897. Now you see student, pandemic, what we are facing from last 2 years, that is COVID situation, and many people are losing their life because of this COVID situation. Similarly, one of the epidemic occurred in 1897 and hundreds of people were dying, and there was an officer named Rand was appointed to bring epidemic under control. So he was appointed to bring this situation under control ताकि ज़्यादा से लोग बचे, and he was in charge that, but he did not took any measure. The plague patients were searched out and oppressive measures were adopted. To avenge this oppressive treatment meted out to the people, the Chafikar brothers assassinated Rand. Now he was appointed, but they were not given to the people, and here they were Chafikar brothers. They shot the officer Rand. Shot मतलब उसकी हत्या कर दी गई. And a successful attempt was made by the government to connect Lokmanya Tilak with this conspiracy. They thought this thing might Lokmanya Tilak might have done, but they failed in their attempt. They imprisoned him. Partition of Bengal. As I told you, one policy was started, that is divide and rule policy. Now we'll study what is divide and rule policy in this chapter. Bengal was very large province. Under the pretext of administrative convenience, the province of Bengal was partitioned by Lord Curzon. So who partitioned Bengal? Lord Curzon. See students, their intention, उनका मकसद कोई और था. उन्होंने सिर्फ बोला लोगों को that this provincial is big, ये बहुत बड़ा है, we cannot rule, we cannot administer this. But their main intention was to divide country, to divide people. They don't wanted to bring the Indians together, and that is the reason Lord Curzon, he partitioned Bengal. And let's see how it was partitioned. It created Muslim majority to the east of Bengal and Hindu majority to the west of Bengal. So here what happened? Hindu-Muslim unity. They wanted to break this Hindu-Muslim unity, and that was their main intention. So it created like majority Muslims came to the east side and Hindus came to the west side. The real motive, see here students, the real motive was to create divide between Hindu and Muslim and weaken the nationalist movement. Now all religion was together, no caste difference was there, but their main intention was to create Hindu Muslim disunity. उनको हिंदू मुस्लिम को तुड़वाना था. Thus they adopted the policy of divide and rule. 16th October was observed as National Mourning Day. Mourning Day means shok, as a black day type, just kind of a black day shock. Protesting meetings were organized to condemn the decision all over India. Now this decision, when it was taken, the very next day, a mourning day, a national mourning day was being observed. Shok, that is called shok sabha. Mourning means shok, dukh. People were unhappy. Singing Vande Mataram, Raksha Bandhan programs, boycott of government run schools and college. Boycott means वो school में नहीं जाना. For example, some were taking education in English schools, government schools. So to stop those, to boycott, to straight away remove the school colleges by the students were held to mark the protest. The movement was led by Surendranath Banerjee, Anand Mohan Bose, Rabindranath Tagore and other leaders. Indian National Congress widened its reach due to this movement. Now this, because of this Indian National Congress, it reached to each and every part of the corner and people got aware about this, sensing the intensity of the movement and severity of dissatisfaction. People were not satisfied with this division, divide and rule. People were not satisfied. Among the people, the British annulled the British partition of Bengal. So Britishers annulled the partition of Bengal, means after doing so many movement, by observing this National Mourning Day, Britishers annulled the partition. मतलब रद्द कर दिया. Partition was not being done, it was cancelled. The Britishers annulled the partition of Bengal, means रद्द कर देना. Next comes Dadabhai Naoroji, was the president of the session of Indian National Congress in 1906. So he became president in 1906. The word Swaraj, that is self-rule, we have done this with the Shivaji. His father Shahaji Raje, his vision was to have Swaraj. So this word first he pronounced by him for the first time from the stage when he was giving a speech. उन्होंने ये पहली बार अपने मुंह से इस्तेमाल किया, that was Swaraj, in his presidential speech when he became a president, and when he gave speech for the first time he used this word Swaraj and gave message to the people: remain united, stay together, try sincerely and fulfill the aim of Swaraj. Try sincerely. Be serious enough in whatever, in your day-to-day life also, students. Whenever you study, study sincerely. Though we are not meeting physically, but still you take your studies sincerely, because in future you have to achieve something. Then second point was, lakhs of people in India are suffering from poverty, hunger. Poverty means garibi, hunger and disease could be saved. So if you remain united, if you work sincerely to achieve the goal, then these problems will be sorted out, he told in his speech. India will gain respectable position among the developed country. India को एक respect position मिलेगा if all these problems are sorted out and if all are together and united and to achieve one goal. I hope this chapter is clear to you, students. Please solve the assignments. I have uploaded 2 videos as I told you in the past video. Write down your notes in your notebook. Thank you. Stay safe.